Hello and welcome to GameRomp Easy Mode, a chill easy going podcast, which we're going to use today to talk all about the recent Game Awards, mostly for the trailers. There's also a little bit that was shared between the Wholesome Games and Day of the Devs.
Oh.
Which is, hosted by...
Yeah, Tim Schafer.
Yeah.
I think that's his name.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm David.
I'm Deanna.
And yeah, some of these trailers that we're going to talk about real quick haven't even appeared on the shows, but it's just going to be a trailer episode. We're going to talk about upcoming games that seem fun and exciting for us.
Yes, and we'll be lucky if some of these can even be played on our system. Mostly the ones from the actual, the Game Awards. Because, I feel like the Wholesome Games and the Day of the Devs, more indie games generally are easier on the computer than, AAA stuff.
Yeah, true. All right, we got a lot of games to talk about.
Yep, I guess we'll just get started. So first one is going to be on my spectrum of stuff called Thrifty Business. So this is from the same developer that had created Sticky Business, which I do believe I have on my Steam account.
Does that mean you haven't played it?
I have played it a little bit, and it is, your half of the game is running the sticker business. So you're making the stickers, you're printing out the stickers, and you're shipping them off. My problem with the game is on my end, and I'm not very creative with making the stickers, so...
Oh, you have to make them? How do you make them?
Well, they give you, the clip art. So you make the clip art of whatever sticker you want to make, and then you quote-unquote print out those stickers, and you're selling them.
Oh.
But I thought it would be, they would give me, the stickers from the get-go, and then I had to think about making the stickers, and I'm like, oh god, I'm not qualified to do... I don't know, it was stupid. Anyways, I played a little bit of it. If you're more creative than I am, it was probably fine, but whatever. But this one looks more to be... I honestly thought at the very beginning, and maybe they did it this way, at the very beginning of the trailer, it looked more akin to Unpacking, which is a game I played. And that was a really good game, too. So it looks like that. It's pixels-based, but...
I seriously thought it was going to be like Unpacking, too.
That's what I kind of thought. Although, at the same time, I can see how it has the vibe of Unpacking, but the pixels are different, if that makes sense. Because they're both pixel art, but it's a different style of pixel art, I think.
If you say so. I mean, I haven't played Unpacking, so when I saw it, I thought it was the same people making this.
Well,
it's very similar.
Not. So, that being said, this one looks more interesting, because at least it's not up to me to make the items. You're going and finding items to resell, probably from something like Craigslist or eBay or something, and you're collecting different types of items, and you're making your own thrift store. And I fucking love going to thrift stores, so I think this would be right up my alley.
Yeah,
I think this would fit me a little bit better than Sticky Business. So I look forward to it.
Cool.
So
how about
pick one?
We'll start for me. Yeah, we're kind of doing a thing some of these games are more her vibe, some of them are more my vibe,
and some of them will talk together.
Yeah, but I guess I'll start with the trailer for Divinity, because that's been making some
Oh yeah, that was, and it was funny they didn't show this in the Game Awards trailer, but we watched from a different account on YouTube.
The Divinity account.
Oh, okay.
Or Larian Studios account, I should say.
Straight from the source, and on their trailer it says for adult audiences only.
Yeah. I'm
kind of surprised they didn't show that for the Game Awards, but I guess it doesn't matter, because if kids are watching, fuck it, whatever. Yeah,
it's that's a late... Well, I guess it wasn't super late, 8:30 p.m. for us, but I don't know. It feels like you do have Miss Piggy and Rolf talking on there, but all in all, the vibe for the Game Awards is adult. So,
yeah, I suppose.
I don't know. It'd be... Now you got me thinking how funny it would be if somebody was watching this with their kids, to be like, oh, let's see who wins game of the year, and they have to watch this horrible trailer. Horrible in the sense of it
is gory. It's going for the shock value of, especially...
Yeah.
I don't think it was a human. I don't know what kind of creature person it was, but it looked like an alien elf thing, and they were just intentionally vomiting so that the pigs in the trailer would eat it. That's fucking gross.
I didn't take it as intentional, but yeah, it's this. Imagine a Burning Man feast fest, sorry. A Burning Man fest with like these 3 wicker scarecrow things, and in the middle of one of them is like this dude, and he's got like this metal crown. He almost looks like an old king, and my complete guess is just like maybe this is like some evil king that they overthrew and they threw him on there and like, oh, have your your crown of thorns kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And so they're like burning him at the stake, and it's like a festival, and everyone's happy. But like the beginning of the trailer, it just seems like a happy festival, and then it starts slowly getting like, oh, this weird orc guy just puked into the pigsty and the pigs are eating it. At some point, you see like people just fucking, and like.
I don't think the fucking comes in until they're starting to burn the guy.
Yeah,
I guess they fucked
it's
before.
It's like the festival is kind of like devolving into like, I guess, for lack
chaos.
of a better word, depravity and like hedonism.
Yeah.
So it's like there was this evil king, but now the people are like going into this hedonistic, which is crazy because like part of it also feels like, oh, there's like a church or some sort of organization that's in charge because like there's these masked men.
I think there's only one masked man.
There's 3.
Oh, I guess I didn't see the other.
There's
2.
the main dude in the middle, and he's like, there's one on the left and the right, and they're like ringing bells.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's a very striking trailer. And
It's very gross if you can't handle that. It's very visceral, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they were
There's, like-
almost comparing while the guy's burning in this thing, and at some point his like limbs are getting pulled off of him for some
He's, like,
reason, or melting.
He's basically like he's on fire, and his like body's falling apart, and like there's pustules that are exploding, which I guess he has like some sort of evil thing inside of him, but like his muscles are being ripped apart from like, I guess, just being burned apart and like the way he's hung up. But then they like intercut that between like a guy, one of the like a dwarf eating
like
meat.
the turkey leg.
So you're seeing like the meat being like torn apart in this guy's mouth, and then like up on the like the effigy, right? Yeah, there's a lot of things that are being said or like hinted at in this trailer, and it's interesting because we've played Divinity 1.
A little bit. We got stuck.
Divinity is like, it's basically the game they made before Baldur's Gate 3. So it's a strategy RPG, and it's very lighthearted. Well, I mean, there's dark stuff in it, but there's a lot of humor in it too.
Yeah.
That's why like their logo is like that like serious looking knight dude, but then he gets hit in the head with like a suction cup arrow.
Yeah.
So it's like they're, a goofy company.
Being silly about it.
But this trailer was
completely out of left field for
It's
them.
not super goofy. Like there's some goofiness to it, but like it's way more like almost edgy in a way.
Yeah, well, that's what I brought up. Like, oh, they're going for the gross factor of some guy vomiting and pigs eating it. Like,
yeah,
that's just fucking gross. Let's be honest.
And then, like at the end of it, when like this thing just bursts out of the old man's back inside of the fire, and it just becomes like a katamari of bodies, where like this thing is like just collecting the people around it. You hear people like screaming and running away, but not everyone gets away. Like the dwarf that was eating the meat, he gets like caught up in it, and you see his like face just like melded on this mesh of bodies. And
also, did you notice that like the chicken or turkey leg bone was stuck in his eyeball?
Yeah.
That was a little bit of detail.
It's Larian Studios. Yeah. Baldur's Gate 3 was amazing. I really liked Divinity 1, even though I never beat it. Maybe one day I'll play Divinity 2. I think I do
always try.
Own it, but it's just that RPG series. It's like, it's great if you love strategy RPGs that like you can imagine doing crazy things in. Like they were really pioneering some stuff with like environmental tactics, I guess you would say. Like,
or if there's like oil on the ground and you set fire to it.
Yeah, or water, or you can create like stuff like that. Like, oh, is there a bunch of dudes coming at you? Do you have a mage that can like just create a storm? And then like maybe another mage that can like freeze the water that he's put down. Then like everyone's just slipping and sliding and falling over. And it's like it's a lot of creative things you can do in their systems. And that's what made Baldur's Gate 3 like, I think, one of the things that really impressed a lot of people with Baldur's Gate 3. And they did this stuff in Divinity, but I think Baldur's Gate 3 is the game that really put them on the map, because that's like,
that
D&D.
was like huge.
Yeah. I want to play Baldur's Gate 3 again at some point, but that's another discussion. So yeah, Divinity 3, Larian Studios, it looks amazing. Well, I mean, we didn't see any gameplay, but
the trailer was just bonkers enough that everyone's like, yeah, we need to see more.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's move on to something of a completely different vibe. Moomin. It was like some winter thing, or Moomin Troll, I guess is like.
You didn't write down the title. It's
I
a Moomin game.
I wrote down Moomin, close enough. So I've actually seen a lot of Moomin stuff over on my Tumblr.
And social media, yeah, it's posted around a lot.
I'm sure it's on social media, but for me specifically, there's someone I follow on Tumblr who posts a lot of Moomin stuff. And it looks pretty cute. I think he's supposed to, yeah, his name is Moomin Troll or something. I guess he's supposed to be a troll, but to me it always looked like a hippo.
Yeah.
So this is more like, I guess it's kind of in the same vein as those Shinchan games, I guess. It's like an animated book and you're just kind of roaming around doing tasks, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how like serious or dangerous it is. It kind of made me think of the Winter Mouse game. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, that too.
Because part of the trailer was like, oh, it's Moomin's first winter. His first time seeing snow or whatever. I don't know how old
Moomin is, which is also weird because like I thought Moomin was like a Nordic country type of IP, I guess. I don't know where he comes from originally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But
and that's also interesting because on the trailer, Moomin Troll is written in katakana. So I'm interested.
Maybe it's being made by Japanese devs?
Maybe, which would also be another link to, it's kind of based on that Shinchan story type of gameplay. I don't know, that's my best guess. It looks cute. It's good animation. It looks 2D. I don't know if it counts as 3D or whatever, but I think he like, or at least the narrator said something about like welcoming people into your home and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to be like a little bit more of that like hotel type of building management or not.
Yeah, it's really hard to say what you'll be doing. He seemed to do a lot of exploring too.
Maybe there's crafting. I don't know if they'd have survival, but
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I doubt there's going to be like, you know, a situation where Moomin's going to die or anything like that. It's probably just cozy walking adventure.
I'm going to kind of assume it's vaguely made for children. I don't know if it's necessarily a cartoon just for children, but it'd probably be easier for that type of crowd to get into,
I guess.
Which is fine by me. I don't need super hard games, so.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, it looks cute as shit. So there's hope for Moomin Troll.
Yeah, it looks good.
What would you like to bring up next?
I guess I could talk about Ace Combat 8.
Okay.
Because that was a surprise. Yeah. During the Game Show Awards, like, I think it was the only trailer that really kind of, I can't say it blew me away, but like, was super exciting for me because I love
it. Just came out of like left field, right?
Yeah. We're not expecting it at all. So yeah, they're going to make Ace Combat 8.
It sounds like it has the same soundtrack or...
Well, same composer.
Right?
Yeah, the same musical style, which is great because like music is half the fun of that game series. It's like, okay, people look at Ace Combat and they think, oh, it's a military kind of airplane shooting game, but it's more like a heroic epic that just happens to take place with airplanes. But it's like so bombastic and like the stories are just, I don't know, man. There's something about the way they do it. It's hard to explain it to somebody that would see this and just think, oh, this looks like some, you know, boring military shooter bullshit. Like, I don't want to look at war stuff. But it's more like the story of the people and like what they overcome and like the overwhelming odds and like the music that's behind it and like the over the top storytelling. It's just, I don't know. It's so hard to explain why these games are so compelling.
I do want to bring up one thing. It seems to me I haven't really played Ace Combat because I'm just not really that good into the flying aspect, but I enjoy watching as you play and stuff. As much as this is a military game, it's not very like the hyper masculine type of military game, like a Call of Duty or something. And that seems very nice. And I wonder almost if that puts some people off, oddly enough, because Maybe. It's not always about like, we're the toughest things ever. Blah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like patriotism because it sounds strange real, which is, it's not Earth. So it's not like the USA versus Russia or anything. These are like fake countries on a fake planet. I don't know. The stories are always very compelling. Like, I would say if anyone ever wanted to try like to see what makes Ace Combat special, to like play Ace Combat 5, for example.
Why that one in particular?
I don't know. I think that one just has, in my opinion, like the best story as like you start out. I don't want to spoil the story, go too deep into it because we got so many trailers to talk about. But I don't know. In fact, I'm not even going to get too deep into it. Just
it's a good military game.
It's
that like you feel emotions.
Yeah, I don't even want to call it a military game because it's not really. Half the time you're not even like in the military. In some of the games you aren't part of the military, or you're like, you've been driven off, or stuff happens where like they put the blame on you. And like, again, I can't say too much without spoiling stories. And like, again, these games are about the story to some extent. Like, there's a lot of games I play where I just don't give a shit about the story. And I can't say I ever felt that way about Ace Combat.
This is definitely a game about the story, not just the gameplay.
It's surprising how much the story will pull you in, yeah. So I'll just leave it at that. Ace Combat 8, Ace Combat 7 was amazing. Ace Combat, which was like the last one they made. So I'm excited to see what they'll have in store for us for Ace Combat 8.
Yay. Okay, the next one I actually wasn't going to write down originally, but you mentioned something about it. Verdant, I think?
Verdant.
Verdant. So why did that catch your eye?
This is one of the games that was on the Cozy Games thing, right?
Yeah, the Wholesome Games.
Wholesome Games, that's it. I don't know, I just really like the vibe of it. It looks like it's kind of post-apocalyptic in that kind of greenery way, where like the cities have been overtaken by plants. And at some point you see like this weird deer with like his antlers are just like this log thing with mushrooms on it.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting kind of twist to the supernaturalist deer whose antlers are always like the twigs or the end of a tree's arms. But instead of the two antler parts being like twigs, this is just one whole log that this poor thing is like lifting up on its neck.
And it seems like your character, at some point he does pick up a rifle, and he has a rifle on him, but he's also like healing. I don't know if you would even call it healing. He puts his hand on like this, I think it's a different kind of deer, and like this flowery stuff starts blooming all over them. And then like the deer disappears. So I don't know what's happening, but it's not just a game where you're out like killing things, but it seems like it might, maybe at some point you have to shoot things. Who knows? Maybe the gun is just there for show. I don't know. It's hard to say. The trailer didn't show too much, but it definitely showed enough that it made me think, oh, that looks cool. I'd pay attention to whatever they
Yeah, I'm a little vaguely curious about it. I think this was one of the trailers where it's like, oh, it's that art style filter thing again.
Anyway.
Look, I'm just saying, whatever. Everyone's using it. I forgot if there was something else that I wanted to say about that one, though.
It's tough because the trailer wasn't very long.
No.
So I wasn't even going to really talk about it because I don't have much to say about it either. It just looks cool.
Okay.
Oh, my turn? Okay, how about another foresty game? Forest 3, which...
Can't get more forest than that, I guess.
Actually, that's the interesting thing.
It starts in space.
I don't know if you know anything about Forest 1 or 2. I haven't...
I don't want to guess, but...
I don't know if I've got any of them. I've watched other people play through them. And I might want to play through Forest 2. They're not like... I don't think the story is too important enough where you have to like play all of them. But Forest 2 seems interesting because it has some interesting monsters. And I'm always a fan of interesting monsters. But yeah, it's like the name says. It's a big forest. There's some strange things going on inside of it, and that's the adventure. Like you have to survive. They're partly survival games, and then like figuring out what's going on or whatever, right?
My intrigue into this trailer was just that it starts in space, and it feels like it's almost pulling a Voyager, where he's traveling to Earth. You see how long it's going to take, which is in some weird number system that uses letters as well. And then I say he, but they are getting pulled through space. Their time traveling to Earth is like increasing exponentially. And then suddenly they're like on this other planet. But just like the being taken away from trying to get back to Earth.
Well, see, that's the thing. With the forest, it was always like, oh, you're on an airplane and you crashed there. For this, like, again, it was a surprise when the Forest 3 popped up. Because at first it's like, oh, this looks like it's a space game. And you got this cute little robot and you're eating your crunchy munchies.
That was fun.
And you got like this robot arm on your shoulder.
Oh, yeah, the robot arm made me think of Death Stranding.
Yeah, like it's like you don't see your character, so I'm assuming it's like a backpack with like a robot arm on it. So you got your little robot companion, and then these two little other drones. You land on this planet, and part of it was like it gave me like the Mist vibes, where like you're going through these trees, and in the mist you see this giant thing walking, and I was like, whoa, I love that. And then at some point you're fighting it, and that kind of like admittedly ruins some of the mystery that these kind of things have.
But you just go through killing everything.
When I was watching this trailer, I'm like, this feels like Subnautica, except without like the oceans.
Yeah, it's on land.
Yeah, but like that kind of idea, you're stuck on this alien planet and you have to survive. So when like the Forest 3 popped up, it was a huge surprise. Like, wait, what? So I don't know if it has anything to do with the first two games, and it probably doesn't matter because of the, different planet, different time, who knows. But it just looks really cool. There's this one like part where this thing like pops up from the swamp, and as it's standing up, it kind of looks like a naked woman, but she's got like
half of her is missing.
It's half of like a naked woman, and it's got like vines and shit everywhere. It's just
she's got a full butt, but she only has half a chest.
It's really cool, and that's one of the things about the Forest. There's like some really weird body horror monsters in there. Like, I don't know if you've seen anything from Forest 2, but there's this like creepy ballerina lady, except like there isn't too much wrong with her, but she has like an extra set of arms and legs. I think she has 3 arms and 3 legs. So when you first see her in the distance in the forest, it's like, oh, there's just like this ballerina, and she's not hostile. And she'll like come up to you, and she's like, posing and stuff. But when she gets close and you see that, something's not right, it's really unsettling. And anyway, I won't go further into that. But yeah, it's like, I like the monster design in these games, so... The thing about the Forest 1 and 2, though, is like very Earth. Like, these are Earth trees. This is an Earth forest. Whereas Forest 3 looks like this is not Earth.
Space forest.
Unless it's like Earth way in the future. I think from what I saw, yeah, it felt like...
He was getting further from Earth. So I think it's a completely different planet.
Yeah, so... Anyway, it looks really cool. That trailer definitely surprised me.
So next one on the more wholesome game side, Mirage. I think there's more to the title, but I'm just going to remember Mirage. So this one, cute art style, and it seems to be basically your magical cat girl. And when I mean cat girl, I don't mean anime cat girl. I mean like the feline.
I completely forgotten about it. Got it. Yeah, sorry.
The magical cat furry.
Yeah, definitely not my vibe.
Yeah, I know. But I'm going to be the fucking furry here and be like, hell yeah, I want to play it as a cat girl. And I think it's also like partial deck builder. Was that?
Is it? Or
was that a different one?
It looked like a... There was something almost like an Etrian Odyssey RPG. Where you got your party members, you don't see them, but you see the monsters. And the monsters were like... I liked the monster designs. I did not like the player character designs.
You don't like furries.
But the monsters were really cool.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know how to explain the art design, but it looked really cute. So, I don't know. I'm intrigued. I guess you're not intrigued, so...
No, not really.
We can move on.
Okay, I'll do a short one, too. Orbitals. This is a game I'm probably not going to ever play. I'm going to be honest with you. But I want to shout it out. Co-op? Because it looks so cool. It's like this... Yes, it's like a co-op sci-fi adventure. But the real selling point to me is it's beautiful. It looks like an anime from like the late 80s, early 90s. But it's 3D. But there's also like 2D anime parts, right? But like the vibe, they got the vibe and visuals of that era of anime so down pat. Even in the 3D sections, which is so impressive. So like visually, this game is like my jam. I love how this game looks. But it's a Switch exclusive, and it's a co-op game. So like,
oh right, I forgot the Switch exclusive.
You're playing like split screen. One person's on the left, one person's on the right, and like I guess it's kind of like Split Fiction or those games that have kind of been popular lately.
I was gonna say, did you not want to play it because you don't want to play co-op with me, but it's more being on the Switch?
No, it's just I don't really like. I don't know. It's tough to play co-op games. I don't know, but it's also just like we'd have to see. We'll see when there's more trailers and once it comes out and more reviews and stuff. But I will say that I just love the style, the aesthetics of it.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. Again, when I first the first like few seconds of the trailer, I thought it was almost Studio Ghibli like, but then it also seems, I guess it's just the general anime style. Somehow I was...
Yeah, like 80s anime.
Yeah, I didn't really watch too many 80s anime, I don't think. But it does look cute, and it seems to be in Japanese as well, so... Okay, let's go with the Cozy Caravan trailer. Because this looks interesting, because it looks like it's a different take on Animal Crossing, almost.
Yeah.
And you get to play as an animal villager. I'm saying villager because I don't know what else you would clown them as, but
yeah, you're like on this caravan with like a bumblebee pulling it along, but you can be like a little cat or a little frog or whatever little animal.
Yes.
And
there's like 50 different animals you could probably choose from.
It's super cute. Like visually, again, this game looks beautiful.
Except
they do have that one thing with the animations where they're like
half frame rate.
Yeah, it's like they're using, I don't know what, like 24 frames per second to like simulate like stop motion or something. I don't know. I don't like that, honestly.
No, I agree totally.
This is still a video game and it looks like a video game, but for some reason your player character animates at a lower frame rate and it just, I don't know, man.
Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll allow us to go up and like increase the frame rate.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of games that have tried to do that style and then they've received feedback and they're like, fine, we'll put in the option that you don't have to. That would be great because that's my only complaint about this trailer. Otherwise, it looks really cool. It's really pretty.
What do you have the idea of like something to give Nintendo's Animal Crossing a run for its money?
You know, it does feel like part of me wants to say, yeah, it kind of has like Animal Crossing vibes, but like at the same time, I didn't really see any like you don't have a house that you're decorating or anything like that.
Maybe you decorate the caravan.
So it's more like everything else, like townspeople, and it seems like it's a set town, so you don't have to worry about like, oh, Raymond isn't living in my village. It's like when I first saw the first like shot of the city, it made me think of like a Harvest Moon Animal Parade. It's kind of like a seaside village. So I
guess everyone gets all the villagers.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess in that sense it's gonna be more like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley.
Okay, that's fair. I just think the animal villagers. Oh, it's Animal Crossing.
But with like animal villagers. Yeah, again, it's inspired by multiple things, and who knows what the final game will be like. But the trailer looked good.
Yeah, so that'll be fun to see more of in the future.
Okay, speaking of weird animals and stuff, let me talk about Exodus. Exodus is interesting. When we were watching the big Jeff Awards show or whatever, I was getting vibes of Mass Effect. Like just, oh my god, this is Mass Effect. Okay, this is Super Mass Effect. Oh, this is Mass Effect, the spiritual successor. And yeah, turns out there's some Mass Effect people working on this, which is good because EA owns Mass Effect and who knows what they're going to do with it. And that company now is owned by, maybe people you don't want to give money to, but
even more so than not giving EA money to begin with.
Ultimately, it's like, all these companies, they are problematic. This is owned by Wizards of the Coast, which is Hasbro, right? Which
they're on my shit list for a little bit
for some other reasons, yeah. Anyway, so again, ethical consumption, their capitalism, whatever, etc., blah, 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 blah. As for the game, like, when I was watching this trailer, yeah, again, like I said, it just screamed Mass Effect to me. It has, you control, I think his name is June, and I say his, but, like, it's kind of like Shepard. It's a named character, but completely customizable. So you can be male, female, customize your look, just like in Mass Effect. And it's this, third-person action RPG where you're going through different planets and you're meeting aliens, and, like, the aliens in this really just looked good to me. Like, sometimes you'll see aliens and they're like, oh, these are just people. And yeah, there are some that are just people. But, like, I think there's enough in this that some of those aliens were just, like, really cool to me. Even the humanoid one. Because there was at one point where they, like, open the door and there's, like, this big face on the wall. And it's like, I don't know, the vibe of it was so cool to me.
Yeah, was that an alien themselves or was that, like, a statue of one?
I don't know, but, like,
I'd like to see pictures of the individual aliens because one of them looked like an orangutan, which is kind of like... What was the...
It kind of looked like an orangutan, except like a different color, and like his face was a little fucked up. Like melded together. So it's not like
I'd have to take a closer look.
But yeah, everything was going so fast in the trailer. But
and then, you mentioned something about an octopus one
one of them was like, it looked like an octopus like driving a mech suit.
Okay, I didn't even get to see that.
Which sounds goofy as hell, but like, I think it looks cool. And then you got your human friends too, and like they're like I guess he has like a dog or a wolf or a dire wolf or something.
Some kind of canine.
There's just a lot going on in that trailer, but it's more Mass Effect without it being Mass Effect, which is perfect because we don't need more
Shepard.
Mass Effect. Sadly, like it's tough because like I really liked Andromeda. Most people did not like Andromeda. There's a lot of things that was wrong with Andromeda.
Is it one of those things where the game went too long? Like they should have stopped
I think
one
it's people,
game ahead?
I think it's just people wanting more of the same. Because it's just like Saints Row, what did they call it? Saints Row 5?
Wasn't just Saints Row?
Yeah, I think it was like a reboot, which is, that was a mistake. They should have put like a subtitle or something, but game companies are fucking stupid about that. That was new characters, new location, which is what Saints Row's needed. Same for like all these other stories, like when Resident Evil did their TV show or whatever. Like, I want more Mass Effect. I don't want more Shepard and more Reapers. That story is done. We don't need more of that. So in that case, Andromeda tried to do something new. They didn't really hit the mark, honestly, sadly. This new game is Mass Effect without having to be tied to Mass Effect, which gives it a lot more potential to succeed, in my opinion.
It can start off fresh.
Yeah, it can be a whole new story. And so, yeah, that's exciting. Even though there are parts of this where it's like, oh, that's like Mass Effect Andromeda. Like when they were like, oh, I'm using the space tech. It's like, oh, that's like Andromeda. That kind of happens in there too. But anyway.
I guess you'll understand more of the connections than I ever could. So
yeah, I mean, again, it's not Mass Effect. It's just made by some of the people that worked on it. I think the writers and stuff too. So it's really exciting. I am definitely looking forward to that one.
Okay, here's another one that's cozy and also probably for the children crowd. But I think it's cute enough that like I would play it anyways because I don't mind playing children's games if they're good. This one's called Use Your Words, and it's about a story of a child going to what seems to be a summer camp, and I guess this particular child can't talk for whatever reason. Nonverbal. So they carry a little picture book with them. So the gameplay is that other kids may talk to you. Some other kids may also use other ways of talking to you. And you communicate by like selecting the picture with the word on them.
Yeah.
So I guess one of the quick storylines that they showed in the trailer was one of the children was looking for their like backpack charm or something. So you could select the word charm and it would have the picture of the charm. And then I guess you would go to the other children and show them this picture to ask, like, do you know where this charm is or something? And it's interesting. It's also a different concept of, like, okay, for people who are nonverbal and for whatever reasons don't happen to know any, like, sign language to use, how do they communicate with other people? And I guess carrying around a picture book and selecting the pictures and the single words that you want to communicate with people. Also, the children might be like super young, like around 6 or something. So they have to keep the picture grammar even more simple than maybe if adults were doing the same idea. So it's just like, yes, it's probably a children's game, but just seeing how other people live, I guess, in a very easy to play game.
Yeah, I think the trailer mentioned that the two devs making it are like dads with kids like this. So.
Yeah, I think it's made by two fathers who both have at least one child that is nonverbal for whatever reasons. And they just wanted to make this game to help explain to other people and other children what they go through, I guess.
Yeah, it looks really cute too.
Yeah, the art
Summer
style is
adventure.
like adorable. So I look forward to experiencing that one for sure.
Okay, I will talk about next Monster Hunter Stories 3.
Oh,
they
boy,
had a
have
new
fun
trailer.
with that one.
They had a new trailer that showed off new mechanics, sort of. So the original, Monster Hunter Stories 2 is the one I played. It's mostly just Pokemon stuff, basically, right? You're collecting monsters, and yeah, there's some fighting, and there's some story stuff, and actually the story was really good. It seems like in this game, part of the deal will be like, because you're part of a ranger group, and they're also worried about like the ecosystem or something. So if sometimes there'll be like invasive monsters. I think they don't specify exactly, but like I know in this game there's going to be like monsters that are like diseased or or fucked up in some way. Like imagining rabies that also made your skin crystallize.
Or maybe it's like chronic wasting disease. That's a huge one.
Yeah, so some monsters have gone berserk and they're like going into places and causing chaos and wiping out the native fauna. And sometimes you'll find like an egg of a species that has become endangered. So like you can like hatch it, raise it, and then release it into the wild, and like there'll be like a system where like you can see how the ecosystem is like recovering or whatever, in which direction it's going. This trailer didn't show off when you were fighting the invasive monsters, but like again, some of them are like berserk with like rabies that like crystallize their body in some ways. But what was interesting was like in the other trailer, for some reason they didn't show it in the one I just showed you, but you can't like kill these certain monsters, so you like fight them off for a while and you make them run away, right? And then once they're like tired out, they'll go sleep in their den, the den that they have taken over, right?
Right.
So you can go in there and you'll see them sleeping, but you're not going to go in there and kill them. You go and like try to see if there's any eggs of the endangered monsters, and you get those and bring them out. So like, yeah, there's this whole new system of like ecosystem management that seems really interesting. And I don't know, I didn't need more reasons to be excited for this game, honestly. I'm going to get this game no matter what. I just hope that like, because it's a simpler art style, that my computer can handle it. But again, it's also a turn-based RPG, so playing it at like 30 frames per second is not a big deal.
Right.
I'm so excited for Monster Hunter Stories 3. It is probably my most looked forward to game of the next year.
Do you think your computer will be able to handle it, hopefully, maybe?
At 30 frames per second or so? Probably.
Okay.
We'll see. Hopefully they release a demo or a public test thing. I know they're releasing updates for Monster Hunter Wilds that have improved performance quite a bit. So if they can make Monster Hunter Wilds run on I think it was a RTX 2060 Super at like 35 frames per second, then I'm pretty sure my RTX 2060 should be able to handle this game at least 30.
Okay. Can
Anyway.
I say one critique of this? And this is just going by the trailer. So in the trailer, I didn't notice that the monsters had any crystallization or were somehow like diseased in some way.
Mm-hmm.
But when the guy said like, oh, these monsters are invasive and they're taking over and hurting the ecosystem and driving out the other monsters, that's not invasive. That's literally just how nature works.
Yeah. But I think the thing is that like there's something else driving them to do that.
And when you said that, that was like, okay, fine. I guess if they're diseased, that makes sense. But don't call it invasive. Animals can't be invasive.
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. This is a video game.
I know. But that's just my one critique. Whatever. Okay. So this one's an interesting one because you saw the trailer for Restory, but I had already played a little bit of the demo yesterday. So Restory is about, you have that little Japanese storefront.
Oh, yeah,
and you're fixing the old technology that all has funny names that aren't the original.
Yeah, like one was an Atari, one was a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, the Tamagotchi is called Egachi or something like that. There's the MPM or something, which is a PSP.
Oh, yeah. I think it was PMP.
Something like that, yeah. So it's funny. It takes place in Japan. I guess the dev themselves is actually from Japan because the whole trailer was like in Japanese, I think. Even the voiceover.
So you already played this one.
A little bit. I haven't finished the demo, but I have done a little bit. And I'll probably try to finish the demo. And it's just like, I've kind of done a little bit of work on our own like PlayStation controllers.
Yeah.
Where I was like taking them apart, cleaning them a little bit, although not the best cleaning, but tried. And taking them apart, being able to generally fix them.
You did that for the Switch controllers too, to fix the drift.
Yeah, that one was a little bit more complicated because with the PS2 controllers, I think I just added paper to get the contacts to work better together. Whereas with the Switch controller, I had to actually buy another stick and then to replace the stick. Anyways, doing that is kind of fun. Like you take it apart, you fix it, you put it back together, and holy shit, it works. So having a whole game to do that, and it starts you off easy. Like a Tamagotchi is like one of the first ones you get, and you take off a part of it, but it's not like super complicated. Whereas in the trailer, it showed like them taking apart the PSP, and that has way more parts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then you can buy parts on the internet and like take them apart and then put the parts into this little like side box. So like if you need, I don't know, the CPU for the PSP to fix someone else's PSP, then you just like, you're using the other one for parts, basically. Yeah. Some of the parts will work, some of them won't. It'll be pretty easy to see which ones are broken and stuff. I don't know. It's just really cute. It's nice. And it's not as complicated as, like, I've seen, I think it's like, I forgot what it was called. You were building your own, like, PCs.
Yeah, PC Builder Simulator or something.
Something like that, yeah. Where, I mean, yes, we've built our own PCs, and that's kind of fun, too, in its own way.
Ugh, but that has... tedious.
Yes, those have way more parts, whereas these, you're usually working on smaller items, so it's not as complicated. I don't know. It was just nice. It was fun.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. I wasn't sure because I know I saw you play it. I didn't know if you like rage quitted or you didn't like it or something.
No, I just got a little tired.
Okay, fair enough.
So that was Restory, if you want to build old technology from the 90s.
I am running out of games. Okay, how about... I'm going to throw a wrench into things and I'm going to talk about a mod. Because they released a trailer as well. And you know what? It's interesting. Fallout Miami. This is a mod for Fallout 4. And it's basically, I don't know if it's going to be like Fallout London, where it's a whole new game by itself. I think it's more like a DLC size, like Far Harbor.
Well, for how long the trailer went, it seemed like it was pretty big.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be like like a DLC expansions kind of thing for Fallout 4. And it takes place in Miami, which is cool because I am not super familiar with Miami, but I live near Miami and I've been through there a couple of times. So it'll be fun to have a Fallout in Florida.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious how the story's going to go that you went from Boston all the way down to Miami.
Yeah. It's cool seeing like the map and like, oh, I know this area, and like seeing like the palm trees and the Deathclaw gators and like the vacationing ghouls that are like in their old-timey swimsuits. It's like, oh man, more Fallout is good to me. So because I'm playing Fallout 4 still, and I love Fallout 4 so much. So having more of that makes me excited and happy. Granted, we don't know when this is coming out. Probably not anytime soon. They've been working on this forever. They got like a proper website, and you know, they're always like looking for more people to help and stuff, which made me think about like how interesting it is that like a lot of these other games we've been talking about are like indie games. This is basically kind of like an indie game in itself. Like,
yeah, sure, they're using the foundation of a AAA game or someone else's game, but considering how much work they put into this.
Yeah, and how many unique assets too. Like they have to make so many, especially the buildings and the environment and like the more local, like just everything. There's so much work put into this. Like I can't imagine the man hours, and like they're not going to make any money off of this like they would if they were just spending that time making an indie game. Yeah, but it's like a labor of love, which can also be like its own thing.
Who knows? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time if Bethesda ever said like, hey, some of you guys, if you want to come work for us, right?
Yeah, they've definitely hired people from previous...
Was it Fallout London that had that, or someone else?
No, Fallout London is a mod. I don't know if any of the people there got into Bethesda proper, maybe. I know for a fact that some of the modders for... I forget her name, Eleonora? She made like a big series of Skyrim mods and a few Fallout 4 mods were like player housing, and they were like super cozy and cluttered. And they literally hired her to be like a clutter designer.
Damn.
So yeah. Granted, like the only game she worked on so far, as far as I know, that has been out anyways, was Starfield.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, a lot of people don't seem to like Starfield. I still haven't played it. You know, maybe I should play that one day. It's tough. It's not quite the same vibe. I love the vibe of Fallout, and Elder Scrolls is just fun because it's like medieval fantasy.
Yeah.
And I like Mass Effect and sci-fi stuff, but like for some reason Starfield, like, I don't know. Anyway, this is not a podcast about that. One day I'll play it for sure, but that's not going to be anytime soon. But Fallout Miami looks great. I loved the trailer and the music.
Okay, so I guess we have about 3 more of the smaller indies to go through. So let's do with the Un-Me one. I don't know how else to say that title.
Yeah, Un-Me. Un:"Me.
Yeah. So this seems to be like a Japanese horror game. Indie devs, again.
Yeah.
Because it was like...
Day of the Deads?
Yeah, it wasn't Wholesome Games. This is definitely not
Yeah, I was gonna
wholesome.
say, I was
But
almost surprised you picked this one, honestly.
but I read the list of Day of the Devs, and this was in there. So I think the thing is that the description of it mentions something about like working through multiple personalities, I guess, with this girl,
Yeah.
and that kind of vaguely intrigued me. And then we watched the trailer, and there's like a lot of flower parts, I guess.
The visuals and imagery in it was really cool. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, so I'm definitely intrigued by this. I don't know if it's just I guess an action game or if there's
It's
going
like
to be puzzles.
it's like an
maybe?
indie horror game, so it's gonna be like, oh, you're running away from a lot of stuff.
Probably.
But there's also a lot of like wandering around and just seeing things kind of like fall apart, I guess you could say. Like things just start to not make sense
Yeah.
for her.
And I guess maybe you have the ability to switch between the personalities. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know.
But it looked interesting.
It definitely looks cool.
Yeah.
I like the style, especially the nurses too. There's a point where you're walking through this hallway and the nurses are like just twisting their neck far enough that it's just not right.
Yeah.
And
It's
that was
very
like, whoa.
unnatural.
That was really cool.
Why are they all staring at me like this? What the
Yeah,
hell?
I really liked it a lot, actually.
So I'm glad I found that and that you liked it, because it'll be interesting to see as more comes out of that, and just to see like where it's going. You got what, 2 left? And I guess you picked that one out too.
Okay, I'll go with, let's say, Control. Control was an interesting game. Came out a few years back. I never finished it, but I think they call it like, what was the word they used? Weirdcore? It's, imagine, what is that SCP stuff on the internet,
I was
right?
just thinking that website where it has all these pages and it's supposed to be some kind of almost a bestiary, I guess, of all these weird phenomena.
Yeah. Like, just things that aren't right. They could either be dangerous, harmless.
Somewhere in between.
Yeah. And the building, this branch of the government is just collecting and safeguarding them, I guess you could say. And it's in the, what is the name of the building? It didn't come up in the trailer, but in Control, basically, you're going to go there to, I think she's going there to look for her brother, but she ends up working for them. And as you're going through this building, I forget the name of the building. I wish I could remember it. It has a lot of like House of Leaves kind of stuff too, where like the building just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And as you're going through this, office building, sometimes it just looks like an office building, and sometimes it has like impossible geometry, and that's like, it's so cool. And like you'll run into things like notes and stuff, and a lot of it's redacted or whatever, and sometimes you're hearing talking from people or things that shouldn't be talking or whatever, and
Release the files.
yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff in there. Imagine like, yeah, it's like a third-person action game that has a lot of like wandering around looking at weird stuff and reading about weird stuff. There's this one part when you run into this guy whose like job it is to look at this fridge, because it's kind of like remember Doctor Who with the angels?
Oh, yes. The don't blink.
It's like somebody has to keep looking at this thing, or else it's it's going to start moving around and killing people. And this is just a fridge. But
I think that's the fun part. It's like some things seem so mundane, and it's
yeah.
nope, this thing is gonna murder everyone in the world if we don't like try and take care of it.
There was like this other thing too, like I think it was like, don't quote me on this, I might be misremembering, but there was an object, I think it was a rubber ducky, it could have been something else, but it would continuously like clone itself, and like at some point like the room was just full of them. But like this guy in the fridge, right? Or not in the fridge, but watching the fridge, isn't clear what happened. Like something has gone wrong in this building, and like a lot of the staff is either dead, missing, or in this in-between state where you just see them floating in air.
Oh, Jesus.
And like even that is striking when you're wandering around like the office, and you just see people like in midair just floating there. It's such a visually
Like
striking
suspended
game.
animation?
Yeah. Like remember the in the game trailer, or not game trailer, the game show awards, when
Oh, yeah.
right before the Divinity trailer, there was a bunch of like peasants walking around the audience, and then
God,
some
that
of them
was so cool.
some of them get like just pulled up into the air, and they're just like hanging in the air.
And then everyone else is freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, and there's just like a lot of red stuff in the background. And at first when I saw that, I was like, this is kind of like Control, because that's kind of, when you're wandering through the office, there's just a lot of that. It's like there are files and stuff you can read about what is going on, what is happening to these people, what happens to them if we don't intervene, or if you do intervene, or blah blah blah. There's just so much. and like something has gone wrong in this building. And like, again, going back to this fridge guy, this poor guy's like sitting there watching this fridge, and normally there's shifts. People are coming in, okay, it's my turn to watch the fridge.
Yeah.
But this is the last guy still there. He's still watching the fridge, and he's like freaking out. He's like, please, I need to get out of here. I gotta go to the bathroom, or all this stuff. Like, I can't keep this up. And like, I think eventually if you go back there, he's just dead.
Aw.
I don't know. I could maybe
He's trying his best to do his job so that this thing doesn't go out and kill everyone.
This place is a nightmare, and basically this trailer has shown that, well, whatever they were doing, it didn't work. And like, you see the front of the building, and like, yeah, things have got out. And you see some of the people in New York, they're just like, now they're just up in the air too. Like, whatever was causing that inside the building has gotten out.
Oh yeah, and the very beginning of the trailer shows this poor pigeon, and it takes off from this table, this cafe table, and suddenly something, I guess, has gotten a hold of it, or infected it, or whatever's going on, and it just starts multiplying like really quickly and in all these different shapes. And real quick, I think when we first saw the trailer, I'm like, do not be afraid, because it looks like the amalgamation of the angel with 1,000 wings or something.
Yeah.
It was so freaky. And then there's another part where there's like one of these traffic signs where you're like, drive safe and all those. And this one says, do not eat it or something.
Resist the urge. Do not eat it.
Yeah.
And there's like this
goo?
It's like, some like neon green goop stuff. And it's just like spilling out of this building onto the ground. And like, just the idea of like, whatever this is, it's driving people to want to eat it.
And what happens when they eat it, we don't know.
Yeah, and that's like the interesting part of this. Like, I want to know. What is this goop? Why are people wanting to eat it? What happens if they eat it? It's such a danger that the fucking government has come out, put up signs that are telling you, don't eat it. Don't eat the goop. It's so cool. I love that kind of thing.
It's a different universe, because in this one, they'd be like, eat the goop.
It's going to be more control. I don't know. Like, I guess I don't know if it's like related to the characters in the first Control.
Yeah, because this time it's a dude and he's got melee weapons instead of guns.
Yeah, in the first Control, you I guess you could call it a gun. It's this weird artifact, but for, it's basically a gun. It's not a gun, but it acts like a gun. In this one, it's more like, almost like it looked like it was going to be like two swords, but then he like turns it into like this giant hammer.
Yeah, like a war hammer.
So this one seems like it'll be more melee focused, which could be kind
good
of...
or a bad.
It just depends on your preference, but could be more interesting to play, because I definitely did get kind of bored of just like the shooty gameplay of the first game.
Yeah, because you mentioned if you wanted to... You've never seen the ending.
No.
I'm vaguely curious. And you wanted to play it on easy anyways because the shooting just got monotonous.
I wish there was a difficulty mode that just turned down the HP of the enemies, because some of the enemies could be kind of HP sponges, so maybe easy just to get through it faster.
Yeah, and like I would
care
enjoy
more about the world and the stories and all the weird stuff than I do about the gameplay.
And I would enjoy less of the fighting and more of the reading weird things.
Yeah, so maybe we could play that together at some point.
That'd be cool. Okay, last one on my side. Out of Words. This looks like it's in the vein of those co-op games that one company only seems to make, where you have the two characters and one person takes control of one and one person takes control of the other. And this one's interesting on multiple fronts. The first thing is that it's completely done by hand, so it's stop motion animation, which is already like, holy shit, that takes so fucking long to make. And it's just really cute. And I don't know if it's supposed to be clay or wood. Maybe there's like multiple materials.
It's hard to say, yeah.
The other thing is that the two main characters that you're going to be playing in co-op, I guess they're kind of silent protagonists, or that's my take on it without any additional information.
I think at one point you can hear them go like, but
they're mumbling.
They don't have mouths.
Yes. So they're vaguely silent protagonists so that they don't have mouths. And that kind of, I'm almost kind of surprised it doesn't happen more often, or is that just
It's
weird?
like they were cursed or something, because like there was another guy, like this older dude, who's talking to them, and he had a mouth, and he was like talking to them. He was very charismatic. I don't know what it was about him. I was like, ooh, I like this dude. I want to see more of this dude. But you're not playing as that dude. You're playing as the two kids.
Yeah, I'll say this again. He kind of gave me Asterian vibes. I don't know why. Maybe it's just how he was talking, but
Maybe.
He seems pretty cool, I guess. I mean, we'll see if he stays a cool person or he becomes the villain later on, but...
That's the thing, he's a fun character, and that was, like, half the reason I would be interested in this game, because, like, the gameplay, when I saw the gameplay, it's like, well...
It's co-op stuff. It's platformers, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like a co-op platformer or puzzler, I guess. I don't know, it's hard to say. But everything else about it, like the world and like the other creatures in it, there's like this fish thing at some point.
Oh, yeah, that thing was huge. I wonder if it's going to swallow you like in Legend of Zelda or something.
It's just very cool looking. So yeah, that was...
I like the artistic vibe of it too. Just
especially when it's like animating and that's in that cutscene with like the dude talking. Like it's the animation's really well done.
Yeah, I can't imagine how fucking long that took them. So props to them for dealing with that.
Yeah, I don't know how they show in the trailer like the real humans like creating these little puppets or characters and then like animating them. But I wonder, like, did they like 3D scan them and then put them in as polygons? Because I can't imagine, like, that's...
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know how games work.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
It's gotta be that, though.
Maybe we'll be lucky and they'll have like a behind the scenes at some point or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be extra content in the game. But it looks cute and I like it. So last one for you.
Yeah, I wasn't originally going to talk about this, but as I was watching, they also released a trailer recently. Krieg's Front Tactics. I've talked about this before. It's basically like Front Mission, except in Vietnam. Well, it's not Vietnam, but that kind of vibe where it's like this quagmire of a war in this, Asian wooded country, and like people are fighting for their independence. And,
is this the one you played the demo for?
Yes. Oh. Yeah. They released a new trailer with some new details and stuff. And what really struck me about this trailer was they got the creator of Front Mission. They showed him their game, which is a spiritual successor of Front Mission. And they're like, hey, look, we love Front Mission. We're making one. And he loved it so much that he agreed to be on the trailer for them. So that's crazy.
So it was just him on the trailer. He's not like working on the game with them or anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if like now that they're in communication that like maybe he'll like give some ideas and stuff. But yeah, it's mostly just this is their game. And they reached out to him and he was like, yeah, I like it. And it's so cool that happened. That like they got him to come in and like, I played it. I'm excited for it too. So that's amazing to me. That's so cool.
Yeah, like, I mean, that only happens so often. Like, I think it happened with Concerned Ape, where he made Stardew Valley, and then I don't know if he showed the game to the Harvest Moon creator, or if someone else brought it up, but then they ended up meeting one day.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is like, holy shit, can you imagine? Like, I love your game so much, and I'm sorry that, like, it hasn't been made more or how I want it, so I'm making my own. And then you fucking meet, like, basically your game dev hero.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is bonkers. So, good for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know anything about the story, but that's super sweet.
Yeah. That was the coolest thing about that trailer. Because, like, I mean, the game looks amazing, and I can't wait to play it.
It does. Like, I was intrigued, though, because, like, it seems like they have... I don't know if it would count as like PS1 type of textures on them.
Yeah, that's totally purposeful. You can turn those on and off if you don't like them.
That looked so cool. I like older textures. It's weird. They can be styled like older textures, but they're still sharper. Or at least it feels like it sometimes.
When you play the game, you have a bunch of options. One of the options is like it runs at a lower resolution if you want for the textures and stuff. Another one is they emulate like PS1 texture warping. Oh. So like the textures kind of like wobble a little bit depending on the angle, and yeah, like a bunch of other effects that you can throw on and off if you want. But yeah, it's the thing about these mech games too is like because mechs are so, at least the kind of mechs that I like, they're so blocky and like
angular,
utilitarian. It's not like Evangelion or Gundam where they're like super decorative and angular and like have neon lights and stuff. These are more like.
Also the bright colors.
Yeah, these are like, these machines are just built for their purpose. This is what they are. They don't look like, a Corvette or whatever. And like, there's nothing wrong with those other types. I mean,
you just happen to enjoy this one instead.
It's like when we watched Gundam, I think it was called the 08 MS Team. God, how do I not remember that? But it's like, that one was also like kind of like a Vietnam story where they were like going through like the jungle areas and stuff.
Oh, is that the one with the kids at the school and stuff?
Yeah, and no, that one was oh god, was it Stardust Memories? This is the weird thing about Gundam. One of them is like 08 MS Team, and the other one's like Gundam 0080 or something.
Oh boy.
It's like two of them with like 8000s, like eights and zeros in the titles. Like, I can't keep the track of them. But yeah, we watched both of those actually. I think you probably like the kid one more, but this
They're
is the
more
one
down to earth and realistic.
Yeah, and like the Gundams and stuff in the machines in that series were more just like not overly designed to be toys. They're just like, this is what they're using.
They look like military vehicles.
Yeah,
like whenever we see the military airplanes flying over us, you can tell because it's just this like bluish gray and that's it.
Yeah.
It's not fancy.
I mean, you could still sell toys of these, but like that's not what they were like designed for in the story. Like in 08 MS Team, like at some point one of the mech's head gets blown off and they just replace it because that's just what these things are. So yeah, I really like that kind of style of mech, and that's what Front Mission and this Kriegsfront Tactics is more like. Like these are just big old bulky machines that are made for a purpose. They're not like rainbow robots, super robots. and like part of the thing is like as you're going through this, because it's more like a Vietnam situation where like you don't have a lot of supplies and like you're not getting constantly restocked and repaired. It's almost kind of like a roguelike where you're going through these areas and you have to worry about like
You're struggling.
my machine's falling apart and like this thing's almost broken. Sometimes you can replace it with like scavenge parts or like find little things to repair, but like it's not like in Front Mission where like every mission you start you're in like perfect condition. So it's kind of like a whole other gameplay mechanic to it too. Anyway, that game looks amazing, and it was really cool that they got the creator of Front Mission to be on their trailer. They must have been so hyped about that too.
Yeah, that was bonkers. Okay, one last quick game. This is on my end. This is Bistro. So it's, well, you know what a bistro is, except this is spelt like beast because it's with furries. It's a furry cooking game.
Yeah.
And you already tried to guess my one tiny little very nitpick about this, and you couldn't guess it.
Well, yeah, you told me there's one thing you didn't like about it. I wasn't even gonna nitpick because it's just not my kind of game to begin with.
That's fair.
But it looks like it's a game where you're running a bistro, you're making food, and then like the people that come to eat it are like adventurers, I guess, and then like they eat your food and they must get buffs, and then they go on like an adventure and have like a Mario Party RPG system.
Something like that.
It kind of reminds me of that other game. I forget the name of it, but you're running like an item shop, and like adventurers come in and they buy and sell stuff.
Oh yeah, I think if it's the one I'm thinking of, you also have cards and you trade it and stuff.
I don't know.
There's so many actual potion games.
There's a lot of games like this nowadays, yeah.
Okay, so I'll just say, I'll try to give you a hint. The character looks like a certain type of cat, right?
Yeah, like a caracal maybe?
Vaguely, yeah. And you don't see any, well, you probably don't remember exact character. Here's my problem. It's basically a lynx type cat. Not sure if it's necessarily a caracal, but it's in the lynx family. It has no ear tufts. All lynx have ear tufts. Where are the ear tufts they're missing?
Oh my god. Okay. I mean, hey, it's fine. I get nitpicky about stuff too.
And it's like, you have everything great and you miss the ear tufts. Really? Okay. Anyways, it looks good. I'm going to be fucking furry about it. Maybe I'll give it a shot. So,
cool.
It looks cool.
It's funny that now that you mentioned being nitpicky about things, like, I'm not going to get super into it because I don't want to be negative. Not every game has to be for us. But one of the trailers in the Game Awards was Mega Man 12.
Oh boy.
And I love Mega Man so much. Like, I've played through Mega Man 1 through 10 so many times.
Probably 10 times each.
And Mega Man X and Mega Man 0 and Mega Man Legends. I love those games. But they made Mega Man 11 and now Mega Man 12 with two things. They're in 3D side scrollers, which I'm like not a huge fan of. It doesn't feel as precise as like 2D sprites to me. And they gimmicked it up. When you gimmick it up like that, with the two gear system, it's just telling me like, oh, we don't think Mega Man can. It's played out. It needs something new, and I don't agree because Mega Man 9 was fantastic, and Mega Man 9 went back to the basics.
Kind of like what they've done with Pokemon over the years.
Yeah, like, oh, we need Mega Evolution and Crystallization and all this. You can just make a Pokemon game that's good without all that bullshit. This new Mega Man has like the gear system again, and
so what's the gear system?
Each shoulder button controls one of the gears. One of them makes it so it has like slow down mode.
Okay.
and the other one I think has like power ups so your shots are stronger. It's like Mega Man already had the charge shot that was introduced in Mega Man 4. Because again, you got to make things new. You can't be just the same old stuff again and again. But honestly,
Which is weird because every time you beat one of the robot masters, you get a new skill, right?
You get a new weapon from them, yeah.
New weapon. So, like, is that not enough after 8 bosses?
I don't know, man. Again, I don't want to be too negative, but it's just like I just don't. I don't know. I don't see the appeal of it, and it kind of just turns me off a bit. So I'm just not gonna. If it's not calling out to me, I'm just gonna let things be and just let it flow off me like fucking the rain off my shoulder. It's just not for me. It's okay. I still got my old Mega Mans that I like. There's so many fan Mega Man games out there. I don't need this to be for me, and that's okay.
That's fair.
But yeah, I can be nitpicky too. And it was funny because I was looking at Blue Sky, and somebody else had posted about like something along the lines of Mega Man fans have what did he say? Something along the lines of like Mega Man 11 is as ugly as Sonic 4. And we are just kind of like being nice about it because we don't want to scare Capcom away from making more Mega Man games.
But if they make more, it's probably just going to be this type.
Yeah, unfortunately. So it's like, yeah, it's like, I'm glad I'm not like crazy. I'm not the only person that thinks this is ugly. And it's sad. I wish they had more confidence in like the 2D art that Mega Man was.
This is exactly what they did to Metroid, isn't it?
Kinda.
The 3D side-scroller thing.
Yeah, even Metroid, like, a lot of Japanese devs, I don't know, maybe that's unfair to say. A lot of modern devs they cannot stand 2D art. So they have to make their games 3D.
Which is unfortunate, because there's so many, like, indie games that still do pixel.
It's like Sonic. That was a good thing to compare it to when that person was comparing Mega Man 11 to Sonic 4. Sonic 4 is hideous. They just did not want to make 2D sprites.
Yeah,
but
that's unfortunate.
Look what when they released Sonic Mania, a fan-made game where they like just went super nerdy about how Sonic looked at its best, and they made the best Sonic game in years.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I don't want to end it on a negative note, so we should just...
Yeah, I think that's pretty good for this week, so...
There's so much to be excited about.
We hope you enjoyed this little recap of the games that we saw, and are somewhat mostly looking forward to some a little bit
Yeah, just
less.
a bunch of games that are exciting. There's a lot to be excited about, and that's what we should focus on. We don't have to play everything. We're not going to be able to play all of this.
Yeah, really.
So, just focus on what makes you happy. Life is too short to get too worked up about the stuff that doesn't.
Yeah, so be good. We hope you do well. Enjoy the holiday seasons for whatever you wish to celebrate, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.
We love you. Bye.